the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
I realize that I keep doing this move with my hands at my arms. It's like this weird, like, twirly thing.
It's working for you. Just keep doing it.
Good. I'm your host, Jacque Borowski. Kenny is not here today, but he will be back next week.
He got in a street fight with Bob the Drag Queen.
R.I.P. Kenny Harrison.
Give him some love on Twitter.
We love you, Kenny.
Give
We
him
miss
love
you.
on Twitter where he won't see it.
Right, exactly.
So with me is Mark J. Freeman.
Hi, Mark J. Freeman.
And Jay Ellis, still jealous.
Hey guys, how are you?
I'm going to turn up my earpiece.
And in the booth we have Brianna.
Hi, Brianna.
Hi guys. Sorry, I wasn't patched in quite
It's
yet.
okay.
Am
I don't.
With your...
I still can't hear anything, but
okay.
you know, last week we had somebody in your seat who had
Hello.
some very polarizing opinions.
I was like, who was in my seat?
A very real biological
Who was it?
woman.
I love that comment. There was some biological woman here. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that crazy kook. She's crazy. Oh, I have to tell you this. This is funny because I got ready at my theater to come here that night. When I got done, our board was having their board meeting outside of the dressing room where I was getting ready.
Yeah.
And I came barreling out and made some kind of comment. They had no idea it was me. I mean, I know everybody on the board. The next week, I was coming out the back door. One of the board members was in the parking lot. And I came walking down the steps and he went, Mark, I like the outfit you had on yesterday much more than what you got on now. And it was so funny because it took me, and he's like this old, older Greek guy, like totally like, dad. And I'm just like, what is he talking about? Oh my God. I was like, George, okay, I like you.
That's great.
So, no, it was fun. I had a good time.
Good.
Mark works at the Odyssey if you want to stop
Odyssey
by.
Theater, odysseytheater.com. Check it out.
I'm wearing the lipstick that Jay gave me last season that had my
When I
name
voted
written
you
on
off?
it. Yeah,
Oh,
I saved it.
Well, I'm happy that you looked fierce in it with
Thank you. It was a
Yeah.
memento.
Oh, good. Okay, good.
And I'm sorry last week that we seemed more all over the place than normal.
Right.
We watched the episode in 3 pieces,
Random
completely
order.
out of order, because there was a taping issue.
Right.
So we were all over the place because
But we got it in.
my notes were all over the place.
Yeah, Kenny was like, well, let's just tape it tomorrow. My girl, if you think I'm going to put this crap back on tomorrow, you got nothing I'm going to make.
Yes, and the explanation got cut off in the beginning. So
Yes.
everybody was like, this started halfway through.
I think, just to let everybody know, if you were watching the video, I had asked Steven, I don't know if this was done, to add the link because the complete video is out there. I think it's in the descriptor of the video that has the first part cut off. If you're listening to the podcast, you probably didn't notice the difference. If you watch it on YouTube, you'll see the beginning part of our episode isn't on there. But if you go into the description of the episode, I do believe Steven put in the link for the whole video. So if you want to watch from the beginning, me making my grand entrance.
Yay.
Just kidding.
So I loved this episode as far as initial thoughts goes. This is probably one of my favorite episodes of all time. It has things I love like divas, redemptions, catfights, humor. I'm sounding like that guy on SNL where he's like, it has everything. Baby llamas, mudslides.
Stefan.
It's fun.
Yes,
it's
it's
that thing
Stefan.
where you, this was great. I always like the lip sync challenges. Some people, I think, like, kind of have grown tired of them, but I think that it really shows kind
That's
of
what
who
it-
can take it up.
yeah.
Like, it's really fun for me to see what they can do with these characters, and I think that this was actually a really strong showing of it. And it's fun that they had, like, people that we knew. Like,
Right.
last time it was the Herstory of the world, and it was some people that you've never really
Right.
had photos of, maybe.
Right.
But I like this one where you could see the divas.
I don't remember. I hate that I don't remember. It's just because I'm old. They don't do Snatch Game in All Stars, correct?
No, they do.
They did do a Snatch Game in All Stars?
Yeah.
Don't you remember last?
Well, I mean, I remember season 1, they did like a spoof with, what's her name, from Mama's Family. they did kind of like a laugh-in type thing.
Yeah.
So it was kind of, but they didn't actually do a Snatch Game. Last All-Stars, they did an actual
We
Snatch
had
Game.
Alaska with Mae West. We had Cut.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
just because
and I
the
know I'm going to
format-
get screamed at. Well, how is he hosting a show?
why
And
we're
he doesn't
here,
remember
we're
that.
here.
But, okay.
Between all of us, when we put our brains together, we have the collective.
Well, because
history.
I was thinking that today's episode might have been, like, if they were going to do something where they were going to do
and we know
impersonations, that maybe this was
we know
it.
next week is the
Bachelor.
Bachelor.
Yeah.
So
It's coming up,
they're
I'm sure.
losing. Yeah, they're losing
Yeah.
queens fast.
Okay.
Okay, so we have Milk doing Celine.
Well, can I
okay.
say this before you go through and
Yes.
say who was who? I found it interesting because when I watched the clips of the commercial of who they were doing, I assumed they chose who they were going to do. So I found it very interesting that they were assigned these roles.
But they had to have known them because,
Clearly.
Milk says, like, I brought this outfit to be Celine. And we know that for each one of them, they loved the divas that they were playing. So
Right.
it's someone that Rue knew who would like what. So this whole story with Thorgy, like, being upset about Stevie Nicks is just weird because it's like, you came here knowing that you were going to have to play Stevie Nicks. So and you supposedly love Stevie Nicks. So I don't get why all of a sudden you're like, this
Well-
is hard and my life is terrible.
Sorry, I'm not even letting you get to your list of
No,
names.
that's okay.
There is a part of me, only because it's reality TV, that I completely felt for Thorgy and completely 100% understood exactly what she was saying in the workroom. Because again, it is what you make of it, and I'm not saying she couldn't have made something of it. But I'm not going to, and I'm jumping way ahead here, the lyrics and what Mariah Carey was given
Was
hands down hysterical, perfect for her. And Stevie Nicks was just a song and lip syncing. I got the spinning and the dizzy, which was cute. I think she could have done that a little more over the top. But you are starting this. It's not starting fair, and I do kind of understand what she was saying. I'm not defending her. I'm not saying she should or should not. We'll get into that later. But I completely understand where she's coming from.
Okay, let's take a big step back, right? Because I want to talk about the very beginning too, where we saw that Aja chose Chi-Chi. Like,
yes.
So
Who saw that coming? We all did.
I figured it was going to be that.
It was a conversation I think we had last week after
Right.
the viewing. We were kind of like, well, we all kind of think Aja was going with Chi-Chi, but
Yeah.
I'm glad that they are showing it again.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do like that they show in the next episode, like at the beginning, who everybody chose because you kind of want to know, and then it creates more drama. Although I'm becoming, even though I love Chi-Chi, I'm also becoming a super fan of Aja because
I love Aja.
She's giving great talking head portion, like the confessional. Like
I
she's
said
fun.
since the reunion, she's.
I wanted to ask you guys, what did you guys think of Chi-Chi saying that Milk didn't show talent, like with the Velcro thing?
I agree.
I disagree 100%. Let me just say, I'm going to get on my tangent. Okay, here's the thing. You're saying that somebody that knows how to do a death drop and flip up onto a box is more talented and more creative than somebody who wrote their own song and came up with something visually entertaining. I was very entertained. I love the idea of it. I was watching it going, oh, why have I never thought to do something like that? I thought it was so creative, and I'm going to give her props for it. I don't know that it was the best, but I don't think it was the worst, and I don't think you should be putting people down who don't do the same thing that you do. It's just a different kind of drag. It may not be your drag. It may not be the one that you like the best, and you're entitled to that opinion, but I defend her. I think it was very creative and very smart. I love what Milk does. I've seen her perform a couple times now, and everything she does is just like that. It's very mental, cerebral, fun, entertaining.
I just want to add, Brian from New York, he's one of our viewers, wrote me and said that Milk typically does that number with a song from Dreamgirls and has done that, like the paper doll piece, and it works a lot better with that song.
Mm-hmm.
They just couldn't get the rights for the show. So if that helps anybody.
Right.
So
That would make a lot more sense
Okay.
because, two things. Like, for me, the song, when Milk is like, "Oh, this is a bigger hit than Supermodel." No.
I think that was kind of tongue in cheek.
I
I think that was serious.
And I think it's them putting on a show for the camera.
Yes,
They
exactly.
know what they need to say
No,
to
I
get
know,
airtime,
but
so.
it's just the song. The song makes a huge difference, and even though on Milk's season we were all like, "Oh my gosh, Milk pushes the envelope. Milk has something like new and interesting every time she comes out here." The paper doll thing was interesting, but it wasn't without the right song. It just doesn't make any sense, and it doesn't hold the same weight. And so, for someone who you have a high expectation of, this is very underwhelming.
Yeah.
I just wanted to kind of talk about that because that was a Chi-Chi, and then Trixie was like, "Your talent's Velcro." So anyway, but we can talk about the
Trixie, by the way, Trixie has some of the funniest confessional talking points
She's great.
ever. I'm laughing
Hysterical.
throughout the whole thing.
Agreed.
What comes out, she is so funny. I can't even deal with it.
Yeah.
I can't even deal.
All right, so do we want to run down who was the
Sure.
divas?
I cut that off. Milk,
Yes.
Celine.
We can
That's what I went on my
discuss how
tangent.
they looked too. I think
Yeah.
when we go down,
Okay.
Milk Celine, this did not read Celine to me.
And I'm sorry, Brie, these are the pictures from the runway, so these aren't quite the looks yet. These are probably something that we're going to talk about later because we're throwing them up for the viewers. So we're talking about their divas looks right now.
divas
Yes.
looks.
Yeah, so
Right.
this is not the looks yet, but thank you. Okay, sorry.
So yeah, I felt like this didn't really read Celine to me. I guess you have to be like a Celine super fan to know what she wore to the Met Gala in 2001 or whatever.
I was familiar with the look. This was not the right direction to
Well,
go.
because when I think of Celine, I think of sorry everybody, but like what Shangela said, she's dropping the heart of the thing into the ocean.
Titanic,
I think
my
of
heart will go on.
Titanic, you
Right.
know,
The
and I
white-
think of the white dress and the long hair, you know.
Milk, this was a misfire because the complete hair being not pulled back, nobody knew that Met Gala outfit, like the backwards tuxedo. When I think of Celine, I think more blonde, not that dark black, like jet
Like a
black
dirty
hair.
blonde.
Yeah, I don't know. It feels like that look was not right for Celine, and there's nothing about Milk's performance that made me think Celine either. There was like no pounding of the chest. There was no like. Celine is a very
See, but she was doing that stuff. I think she was just doing it. Here's I'm gonna, because you know me, I'm gonna defend my milk.
I know, but you have to look at it subject. Like
And this is whole milk, not 2%. Here's my question before we go, since she's the first one we're gonna talk about.
Yeah.
Here's what I want to know. We want Celine. So we're looking for Celine Dion realness, Janet Jackson realness. We want spot on impersonations. Is that what we're looking for?
No, unless it entertains me, which this didn't entertain me
see,
either.
and here's what I'm saying. I don't know that she was trying to do Celine Dion realness. I think she was trying to do, which is what we were asking of Thorgy to do, is to do your interpretation, your milk version of Celine. So, and on when they're getting judged on these, you notice that sometimes they say you weren't very, but I liked your twist on it. So it's like you can't do both. You either like that they're making a twist on it, or you're focusing on the fact that they gave you 100% Janet. It can't be both. And my thing is, I think that she did the best. I don't know that she should have been in the top. I'm not saying that by any means. I don't think she was the worst. I think she was genuinely trying. I think the fact that she was in 8 of the 10 things says a lot.
Have you guys seen that guy that does the Chloe Sevigny shtick with the
Drew
toe
Jokey,
twist?
he's a friend.
Yeah. He took an aspect of Chloe Sevigny. Obviously, this is not Chloe Sevigny
Right.
realness. He took an aspect of Chloe Sevigny, blew it up huge,
Right.
and made it into its own thing.
Right.
Milk did not do that. So it's like,
But here's
if you're not going to be
and that's-
realness, I want you to take an aspect of it and make it huge.
And
And this
that's
was like
fine.
about peanut butter. It wasn't about anything else.
But then if we're going to talk about, but that's the thing, is like you're saying that you don't like that she did the Met Gala thing because it's not something you remember, but that's something she remembers. That's the thing that she wanted to play on. That's all I'm saying.
I think you just have to have the mannerisms too to make that performance. Like if I didn't know that she was doing Celine, I almost got a Barbra Streisand vibe from her more than
Yes.
anything else. And
Yes.
I'm thinking if I didn't know that she was given Celine, I wouldn't know what that character was because there was nothing about Celine about that. Whereas the other queens, I was like, oh, okay. Even with Kennedy, I saw a couple moments where I was like, oh, that was a very Janet like neck move or something. Like there was calls to that character.
Kennedy?
Kennedy.
Yeah.
I mean, that was just an example, but there was just nothing
I
about
saw
Celine.
Janet.
I think the only thing that saved Milk from being in the bottom, to be honest, was that her lip sync was spot on.
Yeah.
Spot freaking on.
Yeah.
And that was impressive to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was all my notes about Milk. But I mean, when we get to the eliminations,
Yeah.
we'll talk more.
So Kennedy's Janet. It looked like Janet to me. I mean, it looked like Janet.
I disagreed with them that they weren't getting Janet from her.
Yeah.
I got Janet at like 50%. Like she was.
You got like Janet when she was like old and tired and had too many Oreos or something.
It was like a couple of like slow motion, like I think I got these moves and stuff, and her lip sync was very off.
It was bad.
Very
it was
bad.
really bad.
And her words were off.
But I really thought Kennedy was going to kill this because she is a dancer, and there were spots where I was like, that was a Janet move. That was a Janet move. But overall, it was a weak performance.
I do have to say, I am confused about the dancing though, because Todrick admits that he gave Kennedy this confusing choreography. And then when he's talking to Thorgy about the choreography, he was like, I'm working with you, just do your own thing. And so it's like, you give this separate direction to Kennedy where it seems like, okay, I'm giving you this harder, more complicated choreography with no space to like interpret it. But then with Thorgy, it's like, okay, this is going to be 90% interpretation, which seems that like you're setting, even though Thorgy ultimately failed, it seems like you're not giving them room to like do their own thing.
I would argue the same thing for BB Zahara with Diana Ross. I can't imagine what he choreographed because she was kind of bouncing and stuff.
Yeah.
And I mean,
He didn't.
right. So, but with Stevie, the whole thing is you can't really choreograph a Stevie part unless you were playing to like the witch thing, like what Aja was saying.
Right.
So I'm wondering,
Which
how
I
much
thought
of
was a
it-
great comment, by the way.
Agreed. I agree. I think that really could have changed it because that is a lot of people's perception of Stevie Nicks.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, Kennedy we've all talked about, and I think we all agree.
Yeah.
I mean, just like the other thing, I'll talk about it when we get to Stevie Nicks. But,
Okay.
So Aja was Amy Winehouse. I love this. This was a top 3 for me, and I don't know why. And I don't know why it wasn't, you know.
I really liked it too, but I kept watching Jason Carter.
Jason?
He was a hoot. He was cracking my shit up. So I was watching Jason Carter
I'm
most
gonna
of that
tell
time. But
him.
she was good. When I looked back at Aja, she was good too.
Yeah, this is where I'm going to counterpoint anything that Thorgy has to say, where like Thorgy came out with this comment that said, when was the last time you saw a guy at a Stevie Nicks like going, yes, Queen? Amy Winehouse didn't have that kind of crowd either.
That's
Like
true.
there were gay fans.
That's true.
But Aja did such a good job at making those movements drunk, because we know about Amy is that she was a
Well, but I
alcoholic.
also think the lyrics helped Amy Winehouse. I do think, you know, whether it's fair and balanced, like we can argue about that till the cows come home. But when there's something funny about that person and the lyrics, of course you're going to remember those more. You're going to like them more. I do think that the Stevie Nicks part was boring. I don't think there was. I mean, I don't know what I would have done. I don't know, but
Right.
I'm
I'll
going to
get
stick
to
up.
what
I'm
I
going to
would
stick
have
up for her.
yeah.
Chi-Chi.
Was Patti LaBelle. I thought that was really good.
I thought
that
it was
really good.
one of the best, if not the best.
Agreed. I thought it was really great.
Fan-freaking-tastic.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Have you guys seen where my backup singer's at? The Patti LaBelle video. I will send it to you. It's hilarious. But that's like my memory of Patti LaBelle.
I
but-
didn't understand though in the end. Okay, so I must have missed something. Was Chi Chi in the bottom or in the top in the end?
Chi-Chi's-
Bottom.
She was in the bottom?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because
She
in my
was in the
brain, I was
bottom.
like, there were only 2 bottoms, and she was in the top
No,
because
she was in the
great.
bottom.
Yeah.
She was in the bottom.
Well, she wasn't one of the winners. She
Yeah.
wasn't one of the lip syncers.
She was
so
in the bottom. That's why I was like in shock that BB was considered top 3, and I get it. They didn't like her runway, and if that's why you're putting her in there, then that's fine. But again, this is the nature of the show, which we've talked about.
Yeah.
It's very, I'm going to put you in the bottom because of your runway this week, but next week I'm going to let it go because you did. So
Yeah.
I
it
was
is what
just
it
so
is.
happy to have that Chi-Chi energy back on my screen.
I loved
It was
it.
so good.
Yes.
I loved it.
This
And
is
she
like the
proved she
season
can dance with heels. Like,
Live,
we
yep.
know she can do that.
Live.
This brought me
for it.
back to her when they did Bitch Perfect, and I remember being like, that was when Chi-Chi started standing up for me in season 8, and I was like, this is the Chi-Chi that I love. So I'm happy that we
Yeah.
got to see that again. Trixie then came out as Dolly.
Perfect.
Yeah.
It was perfect. I
The
loved
look was
it.
good. I was more entertained by the spoken word part of Dolly, where I thought Trixie had those motions down a lot more. I didn't really understand the choreography for the Dolly Parton thing. It didn't seem like a country or a Dolly dance to me.
Right.
But I thought Trixie did great. Who else are you going to choose for Dolly Parton
Right.
besides
Right.
Trixie?
Right.
It was so good. I
Yes.
liked her as that role.
And now we get to Shangela, where I do agree that, okay,
Oh, God.
hands down, Shangela did an amazing job. She did an amazing job. But there is a bit of an advantage in the sense that because they're playing off of that huge joke from New Year's 2 years ago, and then her redemption this year, there's an extra layer of funny that's already built
That's
in.
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So I understand
And obviously,
Thorgy's...
if you sucked, you could have bombed it, but still.
True, but
Yes, there's
it's
a lot of
built
room.
into the song to be funny.
Yeah.
Come on.
But I thought that Shangela had Mariah's walk down. It was a lot of spoken word, which I don't know, out of my experience of
It's
lip
hard.
syncing in my car, it's a lot harder than singing a
It
song.
definitely is harder to do spoken word.
And she had her, like, the beats down great,
Mm-hmm.
and I laughed at this performance. It was almost like, it reminded me of the Black China, where it almost felt like Shea had that Shea Coulee last season.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this was the part to win with. And I don't know, I really thought Shangela did amazing.
Did the breastplate look weird to you, though?
But that's Mariah Carey. Mariah Carey's boobs
Yeah.
are so separate that
Yeah.
you're like, what is happening
Oh,
with you?
That was. Did you see her New Year's performance when she did that?
And that
Yeah.
the dance, it's Shangela did great. I really like this one.
But again, you know, it's built into it. So I don't know. Whatever.
It could, but there, yes. Okay.
Now we're on to Thorgy with Stevie Nicks Gate.
Yep. I thought she really looked like Stevie Nicks.
She did. But has she not seen American Horror Story season 3? Like
Yeah.
everybody on that season pretty much does like a version of a Stevie Nicks impression.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you can just look into pieces of pop culture where people do that Chloe Sevigny thing where they take a small piece and they make it big. That's just what she needed to do. And I think the people would have been behind her if she did that. So that's why I liked
Yeah.
Aja's comment.
I thought she really looked like Stevie. It's having to, you know, and she's already down. You knew before she even went on stage that it was going to be tough because she was already psyching herself out in the workroom when she was talking to Shangela and all that stuff. So that's just hard to come back from anyway. I thought she really genuinely looked like, I thought of everybody, I thought she looked, if we're going for realness, I thought she looked the most like the person she was supposed to be.
And the movement, like the spins with the tambourine and stuff, that was very Stevie
Very
Nicks.
Stevie Nicks.
I feel like Thorgy and Milk should have been swapped places. Like Milk should have been in the bottom and Thorgy should have been in that safe spot. I think Thorgy did a better job with what she had. That's all.
Okay.
And look, I know, Mark, it's so hard. And I like Milk too. It's just, this was not, it's.
I can't win. If I talk too much, I talk too much. If I don't say anything, I
See,
get yelled
I
at.
think Milk should have had Chi-Chi's spot.
Okay.
I think Milk should have Chi-Chi's spot.
Yeah, but Thorgy did have the look down. I thought the hair when she came out. The only thing I didn't like about Thorgy was the weird faces, and this is kind of reminds me of her lip sync against Chi-Chi last season too. Was she was doing like campy stuff with her face, and it wasn't fitting for Stevie Nicks.
Yeah.
But that
Thorgy?
maybe that was Thorgy's twist on Stevie.
That's
the
what
only
I'm
thing I can
thinking
think.
too. Right.
So
right.
that was my thoughts.
Ben de
So
la
Ben
Creme?
as Julie Andrews killed it.
Oh my
so
gosh.
funny.
My eye was always on Ben de la Creme.
Yeah.
After I saw
Yeah.
that, I mean, the proper, like, Julie Andrews,
Yeah.
like, the hand clasp, and
Yeah.
then the rap. I mean, that part was written to be one, too.
Yeah. You're right. It was written to
Yeah.
because
But Ben did it great.
yeah, because Julie Andrews rapping is a funny concept.
I mean, if you
Yeah.
think of the two parts in the song that were the funniest were the top two.
Yeah. It's true.
but still, Ben killed it. I loved
Yeah.
it. And then
then
BB, to me, looked like Diana Ross and acted like Diana Ross, but it wasn't
I've seen better.
entertaining. It wasn't entertaining to me.
It was not for me either. I have to say when he said, "Show me what you're gonna do," and they were showing all this, and it was like nothing, and he was just like, "Oh my god, I loved it." I was just like, "Are we?" And then it was just this, "Oh, here we go. We got to blow smoke up BB's butt." Because we brought back someone who won. I thought it was a complete farce. I thought her runway was a complete waste of my time.
There are fans that are saying that.
Yeah, there's a theory that I think
Yeah,
is
there's
in
a
play.
theory going that BB's not really in the running, and one of our commenters, Gregory Vincent, he says,
And Matt Collins.
and who else?
Oh, Matt Collins is saying BB's a mole.
Yeah, that either she's a mole for this whole like, oh my gosh,
Handmaid's
Tale thing, or that she's going to win, but then she refuses the crown and gives it to like the next person.
Oh.
Which this makes sense, but I thought, I mean, for her performance, I thought she was very Diana Ross, and I enjoyed
No,
that
she was.
performance.
This was a safe performance for me.
It should not have been the top three. Chi-Chi should have been in the top three.
I would have replaced Chi-Chi with BB.
Because think about it. You're putting Shangela and Ben in the top because of their performance.
Yeah.
Why would Chi-Chi not be there?
Yeah.
I'm just good at that patty lip. I'm seeing the spin again.
Oh,
It was
that was
so confusing to
brilliant.
me.
I'm
That's
gonna
why
tweet her later.
when I guess I wasn't listening well enough to hear like that she was in the bottom, and I was confused because I'm like, this doesn't even seem like the critique is
Yeah,
saying
because
that she's in the
because didn't
bottom.
they pulled BB, Ben, and Shangela forward and said you are the top 3. Didn't they do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they pulled the other 3 down.
Right.
And
So-
Aja, Trixie, and Milk were safe.
Right.
We're jumping.
So then we have the redemption, the do-overs. What'd you guys think of these do-overs?
Well, here's what I'm going to say just in general. I like this challenge.
Yeah, me too.
I love that they give them a chance to do it again because I think they all, when they're done with their taping their season, they're like, what was I thinking? Because a lot, and trust me, I have been there where I'm just like, oh girl, that looked good on paper, but that did not look good on stage. I love that, and I love that, and you can really genuinely see where they've come. You know?
I thought it was generous of the show to let them choose what challenge they wanted to redo again. I think that they should have made it the challenge that you went home on, because then it's like,
yeah.
then Thorgy would have had to do her black and white look again, and like, I don't know, that would have been maybe something a little added to it, but I'm happy that they let them choose because it let them be a little bit more creative, and we got to see some of the challenges again where I was like, oh, I remember that one.
Yeah.
So
I was surprised for Milk they didn't do the boy Rue because there had been such a like controversy.
Well, she got to pick, so she probably. I loved
she
her
wanted to
boy
show the
Rue.
glam.
I thought that was one of the most brilliant.
Yeah.
that was a good season
ever,
6 moment. Yeah.
Ever.
Moment. Speaking of Mariah Carey,
Moment.
give me a moment. Yeah. But okay, so where are we at?
Yeah, we're at the runway now.
Runway.
So we're starting with Milk.
So here we go.
So Brie, if you want to throw them up, the first one we're gonna be talking about is Milk, and she redid her glam. So she went like
that
with
wig
the
was
red.
driving me crazy.
What about it?
I
So
loved it.
the side, it's like sticking up on the side. It's not completely coiffed right.
Is it like a
and
curl?
so
Is it curled weird or something? I can't
no,
see.
it's just sticking up.
Okay.
It's sticking up. You could tell when she was talking, like instead of it being like
It was kind of
completely-
like off kilter, but I
Yeah.
think it was intentional. I don't think that
No,
was.
it was
Mark's
like
trying
sticking
to-
up like
No,
not
I
brushed.
genuinely think that she was trying to do it that
I'm not
way.
anything that Milk. Well, I see.
I do think she was doing that
It's
on
sticking
purpose.
up. You can see it there. It's sticking out in a weird way.
No,
It was bothering
No.
My
me.
glasses.
girl, it is not.
Okay. I was lukewarm about this look. It was okay for me.
It was a nice dress.
I think what she was trying to do was just like she said. They wanted glam. I'm giving you glam. This,
Yeah.
I mean, for Milk, this is glam. I mean, come on. She usually looks like a club kid.
It's a
You know what I
beautiful
mean?
dress.
Like this is very Milk glam.
If
Yeah.
I'm lukewarm about this,
You
then
can't
a
win.
latte.
You can't win.
Okay, well, you can't win.
So Aja.
Aja's next, and I'm so happy she redid her
This is-
volcano.
I loved it.
princess.
Disaster.
This was.
It was a
This was a-
redemption.
this was a glow up.
Complete redemption. Yeah.
It looks so much better. I mean, this. Not even her makeup per se, but just the wig is a million times better.
Yeah.
And that dress kind of gave me like Ursula vibes from
Yes.
Little Mermaid. You can't see it on our picture, unfortunately, but it just had like a really cool thing. But I feel like I'm still missing a little something from Aja from her makeup. When I see a close up of her, I'm like, oh, okay, I want a little bit more.
I think she's killing it.
I
this
think she
season.
is. Too.
Okay.
I think she's killing
All right.
I'm okay. I don't dislike any of it.
Yeah. Okay.
So Chi-Chi.
This
I
neon,
loved it.
Bob, the sequel. That's what the dress felt like.
It did kind of feel like that. You're right.
I feel
Without
like
the squished egg head.
I just want.
Yeah.
I feel like if she had made that hair, like given volume to that hair, put some curls in that hair or something, I think that was the only thing that really bothered me about it. Had she done that, I would have been 100% behind it.
Mm-hmm. This was. I wonder if the proportion for the dress would have changed this one for me, because I think it was a good look, but it's not like fantastic.
Yeah.
I liked it, but I also liked the original, if you guys
Yeah.
remember.
Oh, wow.
I was like, I liked this outfit.
Her
so-
dominatrix like leather boot
Yeah.
had nothing to do with the neon.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I loved it.
I'm into it.
I loved it.
Yeah. Okay, and then next we have Trixie, and she redid her ugly dress.
Yeah.
From season
Love
7.
This one's very ugly.
Love it.
She did her job.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
did her job.
Yeah.
But I
But-
like that she made her makeup really nice.
Yeah.
Her makeup was. I was going to say it looked
amazing.
great.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot. Yeah, Trixie did great.
Yeah.
There's not much more we could say about it.
Right.
Kennedy.
Her death becomes her.
Okay, this I have to say that. Oh wait, we
Oh
skipped
no,
one.
that's Ben. That's
Nope.
not.
That's Thorgy. Which Thorgy next?
No,
oh,
we
that's
have
Kennedy.
Kennedy.
No.
There's Kennedy.
Yeah, we want
Okay.
Kennedy.
Yeah.
Do you remember her whole story?
Oh, yeah.
About Trey coming home.
Yeah, I like that she did this look because it was such a talked about thing and that her whole story behind it was so ridiculous.
Yeah.
I loved it, and I love that she took it to another level. I thought it was great.
What did you think?
The only thing that bothers me is like if you're gonna do a reveal, make it seamless. So the reveal was taking a little bit too long for me, but I'm gonna say what I said in the last episode, which is that I love that Kennedy's taking this pageant thing to the next level. So she has a very like pageanty look that is like a forward-thinking pageant. Yeah, which I like.
I liked the first half of the outfit. And then the second just kind of reminded me of her entrance look when she came into the workroom.
See, I kind of liked it the opposite. I liked the second look, and I thought it was an improvement on what she came in with.
Okay.
I just didn't like the Joanne fabric mirrors on her face.
I want to point out the symmetry that comes out with the when she stoned her face.
Yeah, I went there.
She stoned her face. Do you think Ben's gonna, or Shangela and Ben are gonna give her some of their rhinestones?
Yeah.
I liked the story too about the fire and then the icy diamond. Like that was cool. Yeah. I don't know. I like the symmetry that she places with her face on those diamonds. Those Joannes.
I thought, and I just loved what she did. I loved the hair. I just thought it was so, like if she had walked in something like that, I would have been like, standing ovation, you go girl. No, I felt like the workroom was a throw together outfit.
Oh, okay.
I did not like that.
All right.
That's what LoRayne says too.
Yeah, you and LoRayne had a lot of similar opinions.
Yeah, very similar.
Thorgy was next, and she also did the neon challenge from season 8.
Yep, definitely.
The thing that was bugging me was that the dress was poorly crafted. Like you can see up close where pieces are not fitting right together.
I mean, I liked it. I definitely liked it more than I liked the other one. I loved the headpiece.
You like hammerhead sharks.
I just liked it. It was different. It's something I haven't seen before, so I like that. I liked it. I really liked it. I liked the black strap. I liked how the thing, and there was just a black strap across the back. I liked it. I don't know. It was different.
She gave me
a different shape to it, a little different design.
It was like a xenomorph from Aliens. I was into like when she turned sideways. It was a cool profile.
Yeah.
I agree with Jackie though. There was something I wish that it was cinched at the waist. Like there was. I wish it was pulled together a little bit more, and it would have given probably a little bit more flattery to the figure. Okay. But it's a good way to camouflage that hair. Now with Thorgy, I'm always looking, how is she covering the hair? And that big blockhead was a good way to do it.
Thorgy borrowed part of Madame Lequeur's dress.
Yes.
Bryce says. Thank you, Bryce.
So now it's Ben.
Dripping in jewels.
De la creme.
I thought it was gorgeous.
Creme de la creme.
The cream rises to the top.
That's right.
The creme.
But I like the original too.
Well, somebody in here, I think it was Amy, actually wrote, I love that Ben didn't have a bad runway to redo.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, kind of true.
But
so
this is like
I
an
also
upgrade. love
that Ben. I'm so sorry. Just one second. I feel like Kanye West right now. I love how Ben keeps these outfit pieces for forever. She's like, yeah, these are the earrings I wore on my season.
Yeah.
But what were you going to say,
We're hoarders.
Jay? Well, no, that's clever because then it's like, remember, I'm like still thinking about my season and how you guys maybe gave me compliments on this, so I'm going to use them again. I don't know. I thought it was clever. Yeah. I thought this was kind of an upgrade from her look before. Like, this is it times 10. Like,
Absolutely.
It looked really pretty and it's really dripping. And I can't remember which one of the judges said that it was like a 1930s.
Yeah,
or something.
it was Vanessa.
Was
Williams.
it Vanessa? That's what I thought. But yeah, it was a really nice, and that pink always looks really good on creme. On Della.
On creme. Between her and Trixie, all the pink fabric's missing from all the fabric stores.
Yeah. With Kennedy, all the rhinestones are missing.
Right.
Okay.
Valentina's at home rhinestoning everybody's tights for All Stars.
Couldn't go one episode.
She's there in spirit.
Did you like when they yelled out Valentina?
Oh my God, I loved it. You know me.
I know.
I loved it. They called Shangela Valentina.
So Shangela's next.
Speaking of the devil.
No, I have.
Oh no, sorry,
BB.
Yeah. Sorry.
Next, boring. Next, shouldn't have been. It was a waste. It was a waste.
I actually liked it. I liked it. The only thing I had a problem with was that kind of fabric is hard to make incredibly flattering because of the way it moves and attaches to people. So I almost wish that it was the same outfit, just a different fabric.
I think it's a great look if you're doing a Miranda Priestley number, which I've done. Hence the wig last week. you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like it's a great outfit if you have a great number that you're using it for. I think that's a show up at the bar on a brunch outfit. You know what I mean? That's a, I'm just gonna go mingle at the bar after the show outfit. That is not a runway, I'm giving you a second chance to do. So she chose to pick the outfit that she walked into the workroom in. She picked the most boring outfit that she wore on her season and wore another boring outfit. Kudos to you.
I'm gonna disagree. I think it kind of looks like a Christian. I think it looks like Christian.
I'm in a mood
Siriano.
today. I don't know what I had. I don't know what's doing it.
I don't
I
know.
don't think
It's because I'm
like
vegan
Christian
now,
Siriano.
and now I take all my angst out on you guys.
Oh no.
Are you really vegan?
A month.
Congrats.
Thanks.
Congrats.
I don't know. I think it's fine. It's not my favorite look I've ever seen, but I think that it was a good look.
For showing up at the bar, fantastic.
If I was
You're
going
buying
to,
drinks.
when I go to brunch on Sunday, that's what I'm gonna wear.
When you should. And I would give you a standing ovation, and I'd go, you better work, girl! But on the runway at RuPaul's Drag Race, no.
I'll do it just for that then.
And top 3, no.
Okay. And Shangela came out in a globe, in a snow globe.
I did think this was the best outfit on the runway.
That she didn't fall is very impressive.
Well, the whole thing was impressive. It was well thought out.
Yeah.
I thought it was the best outfit for this runway. I did.
Can I say something?
yes,
yeah.
you can. Well, you're gonna anyway.
I
You may
know,
as well
right?
do it without a permission.
My only issue, and I can't believe none of you, I was waiting to see if you were going to say it. No one else was bothered by the fact that there was black tape on the bubble and white tape on the bubble, that we couldn't get clear tape on the bubble. I'm sorry.
I think
it's detail. I'm sorry. That bothered me. Like, and if you're going to do it, it's got to look like, I don't want that illusion room. If that was clear tape and I couldn't see how she got in and all that, I would have been like, you go, girl. Nope. That ruined it for me. I like the outfit. I think it's okay. I love the idea of it. But that bothered me.
For me, that I don't know if that's actually Shangela or if that is because she can't tape herself into
Thank you,
that.
John.
So
Bothered
I
me
think
too.
that might have been someone in production who was saying, okay, like to get this bubble to stick together, this is what we have to do. Maybe they didn't have clear tape available. Like I feel like that.
Girl,
I feel like that
You
tape
pack
situation.
it. You're gonna walk in a bubble. You're gonna pack the clear tape.
Or maybe it wasn't sticking right. Duct tape works better than clear tape.
You practice.
You don't want a deflated plastic thing on you though in the middle of the runway.
I feel like
You don't
this
want
was
to
more
Well,
of a
Then
production
Amy, then you
issue.
don't use it. She said it's the zipper. I don't care. Then you get one that's say no, send it back. I want one with a clear zipper.
She was Bubble Boy. I was into this fantasy. I liked the earmuffs the most, so that was my favorite part of it. Was the
Right.
spiky, like
Yeah,
icicle
it's
earmuffs.
cute.
It's cute.
Yep.
I don't know what it didn't look Christmassy to me. I guess it was the ball, like the
She's a snow globe. And the color scheme, I have to put on my glasses again. I think it was the colors though too. Yeah.
no, it was red. The
She's
other
the
one's
candy cane.
Christmas.
She
colors.
peppermint.
I mean, it was good. I'm just, you know me. I'm nitpicking. That's what I do.
We know.
That's why I come.
Well, since we're nitpicking, why don't we talk about Milk's meltdown? He was just so confused. It's like, I understand, again, like, it's like, Milk has had so much success in the world outside of drag, being a model, you know, that it's like, I think some of it got to his head, like, coming back and being like, I want them to congratulate me. It's like, oh, come on.
Yeah, during the deliberation, it's kind of rough to have anybody in the safe department to kind of be like complaining that they're safe.
Right.
I get it. I do understand that you want the accolades, like if you
Right.
think you did a good job, but this was not the performance that Milk should be craving.
Well, it's funny because I wrote this down and it's from earlier in the episode, but I feel like it kind of ties into this now too. Is Shangela in one of her confessionals makes a comment about Milk, saying something like, "Oh, she thinks she's all that. She thinks she's working it," and she probably did, and she probably was, and I think that that's also what with her thinking she should have been in the top, but. If this is Drag Queen All Stars, shouldn't you all think that you're fabulous? Shouldn't you? You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like I'm okay with you being upset because there have been times where I've done stuff where I'm just like, oh my God, this is gonna be everything, and then I get done, and nobody really says anything, and you're just like, really? Because I really.
But then you
so I feel the pain.
Yeah.
But I'm okay with them. I'm okay with that attitude. I mean, it's a drag queen competition. They all should be like, I am sickening. Even if they're not. Because it's funny.
You don't think that when someone tells you,
Spoiled milk.
you don't think that when someone tells you that you weren't sickening today, that you would maybe like sit back and think about it rather than be like, you're all wrong.
I'd be like, no, you're not sickening. I am. But here's the thing. Listen to this. Because I was in an acting class years ago. And we had to do a scene. She knew that I did drag. She ended up assigning a scene for our class to do. And the guys had to play, quote unquote, transgender hookers. So, of course, the guys came to my house and brought my clothes. But there was a kid in the class who was doing the scene. And he was so uncomfortable and he was laughing and he just wasn't doing it. And I interrupted my teacher at one point and I said, look, I just have to ask you a question. I understand that you think you look silly, but I can guarantee you if you're in drag and you're out in drag or you're working as and you're transgender and you're out working the streets, you think you look sickening. There's never, even when I look at pictures of myself when I was horrible makeup, horrible thing. When I walked into bars, I thought I was sickening. There was not a moment there was not any time during that whole time I was in drag that I questioned what I was wearing. And I just, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like you just do. And yes, looking back, I go, oh, no, I wasn't. But you have to feel that way. And if you're never gonna sell it if you yourself don't believe it. And I'm done. I'm gonna leave now. Bye.
Good monologue.
Great speech. Great speech.
And scene. That was the scene I did in my class. Yay!
It was beautiful.
All right.
I don't know.
I'm
I
done.
don't think Milk needed to ask for people to like her shit. Oh, sorry.
I mean, I'm okay. Again, I'm okay with her
People will like
thinking
your shit
she
if
did
they
fantastic.
Like your shit. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Anyway, what do you guys think that this Handmaid's Tale thing is going to be?
Somebody made that theory, and I was like, "Yep, that sounds right."
Yeah.
What was it?
About BB being a part of the. Oh, you mean like what? How are they going to incorporate this back in?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm really hoping somebody called for like I haven't watched Top Chef in so long, but I'm hoping that now Morgan and Thorgy do a lip sync that we see at the beginning of the next episode, and it just.
Well, because you notice it said to be continued,
Yeah. Well, I think.
which it never says.
Oh.
At the end of the episode, it doesn't say to be continued.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that they knock out each other, so it's not as predictable as last season where all of them
Right.
came back and all of them do a challenge where they're paired
Right.
up with somebody. It would be
Right.
cool to have like now we have Morgan versus Thorgy and
Yes.
Morgan knocks out Thorgy like officially.
Right.
That would be a fun.
I like that idea.
That'd be
Yeah.
fun. I would think that would be
I
a
like
different
that
way
idea.
to twist.
Yeah. Because I know, and I meant to say that earlier, I noticed when it ended, it said to be continued,
Right.
which it never says.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, so there's more to this episode.
And I'm happy that Alaska and Chad, I guess, are back. Like it's. I hope that.
See, I'm the
so-
opposite. I'm happy that Chad and Meh, Alaska.
I'm
no.
so glad that you're glad.
We're glad that
made
you're
me
glad,
happy.
Jay.
That makes me happy that you're
I'm
happy.
happy. You're happy. I'm happy. I do want to talk real quick about the mirror moments. If we have, I think we have time.
We have a couple minutes.
They were talking about their perceptions of how they were on their seasons and kind of where they're at now. What did you guys think? Like, who do you think has had the most? Just from what I guess little we've seen, who do you think has had the most development out of the contestants that are left?
Development.
Aja. Like, as far as look, Aja.
Just any, not even look, but just like who do you think is going to excel? Like from based off what they did on the show to like where
Actually,
we are
I
now?
think Aja. Like,
I
I
think-
think because Aja was so. A lot of these queens on their seasons were already confident. They might not have been as polished as they are now. Like, you look at someone like Shangela, who I feel was always very confident, but like now she's more polished.
Mm-hmm.
Someone like Aja, who wasn't very polished and also wasn't very confident, and now it's such a short turnaround of time to be both confident and polished. It's amazing, and like I feel like she's headed straight for the top.
I think Trixie.
Yeah.
Because I think she was very underestimated in her season. Even though she was brought back, she was obviously brought back for a reason. I think Trixie now knows how to play this game.
Yeah, I think
So
that
I
too,
think,
yeah.
and I do think we're going to see more from her. I think it's a kind of a slow start right now because she's been safe the last couple times. But her confessionals are spot on, and as soon as they start doing stuff where that like next with the Bitchler next week, I think she's gonna excel at that.
I also want to say I think there was a lot more choreography in season 9, the finale with Peppermint, Sasha, Shay doing their and Trinity doing their final Bring It to the Runway.
Yeah.
That had so much more choreography, in my opinion, than tonight's episode.
Yeah.
Just wanted to say it.
Well, then who do you think is growing the most?
Oh, I think Trixie. I agree. She, and I think that just all the time in front of cameras helps because you are so, and that's why I think you're right with Aja too, because Aja went straight from this camera being in your face to like, okay, have a few weeks off, and now a camera's back in your face. Other contestants were like Kennedy. It's been maybe a little bit since there's so much camera time that you kind of forget, like, oh yeah, I'm on a reality show again.
Right.
So I think that I think you guys have good choices. Yeah, Aja and Trixie. I
Yeah.
think we're gonna see good things from them, especially after this episode. I think they both did great.
Unfortunately, we have to wrap it up.
Yeah.
I'm 123 Jackie B. You can find me on the Alienist After Show, and I'm going to retweet a script reading I did at the Popcorn Talk last week. And where can the people find you guys?
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at LoRayne Love, LoRayne Love.
Congrats on reading your script, by the way. I want to read it.
Oh,
Yeah.
and if I can say, I don't know if I tweeted this out. I don't think I did. I don't know if I even told you guys. I got an email. I think I told you. I got an email the other day from World of Wonder, from DragCon. Sorry, from DragCon. I'm going to be moderating the All Stars 3 panel at DragCon on that Saturday, I do believe.
I'll be there.
Yay!
Yeah. And then, guys, you can find me on Instagram at don't_be_jealous and Twitter at still_jealous. And then our friend of the show, Adam Salandra, does recaps now of Drag Race. So, and he also has interviews of some of the queens, and that is at fandom.com. Look up his articles. He's great. He loves Drag Race, so he's a good guy.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us, you guys.
Kenny,
Have a
we
great
missed
night.
you. Not really.
We love you,
From
Kenny.
executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Drag you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.